Good day, fellow do-it-yourself investors. It's Friday, so I'm gonna post a little investing video. This will be regarding my personal investment journey from start to finish. Follow along from zero to hero, hopefully. Anywho, as you can see this week, well today, the medical marijuana Canadian pot stocks are popping off. ACB, Aurora cannabis, it had been coming down steadily since the end of November, and it finally got below the Bollinger Bands, and today it's finally picked back up. She spiked up. The volumes are high, around 9 million. If I had money, I would have put it in. I would have bought some more Aurora during this time, although I really want to buy some more Aphria. Where Aurora is coming down, and they're just picking up and trying to buy companies left and right. Aphria is just not missing a beat. Here's Aphria. They're just been, the climb is slowing down, which is kind of nice to see. I don't want to see them go too high before I can buy in some more. They're still well above the Bollinger Bands, the middle of the Bollinger Bands, but they're doing well. And a stock I don't know if I talked about in my last video that I want to get into, probably the biggest player in the marijuana sector, weed or canopy growth. It's starting to go on a little run here too, and it's just taken off. It's outside the Bollinger Bands right now. Not a whole lot of news this week that warrants that. It's just, I think, given legalization in the middle of this next year, or in the second half of this next year, 2018, people are going to keep buying into these stocks. My little battery company, cobalt producer or cobalt recycler, AMY, American Manganese, it's kind of following its normal behavior. It's flat at 30 cents since the beginning of December. And it'll do that probably if it follows the same pattern, probably into January, February, without, barring some news being released. The rest of my stuff, First National, I own almost nothing, so it's not really worth talking about. Dream, my REIT, is starting to come back down, which is expected. It was kind of at the top of the Bollinger Bands this whole time, and now it's just kind of coming back to the middle, which is totally understandable. They haven't had any news. They're just chugging along, doing their thing, paying me that nice juicy dividend. Royal Bank, and Royal Bank's kind of flattened off, which is alright, still at the top of the Bollinger Bands. Fortis has been coming down, and they're at the bottom now. I would assume there'd be a correction coming. There's no real, or I haven't read anything that says why they're coming down, other than just the cyclical trend. Like, look at this one here, and this one here. It'll come back. Fortis is a steady company. What is their EPS is low? Well, no, actually, what is their EPS? 2.5. Yeah, that's really low. Earnings per share 2.5 is really low. 3.5% dividend. Oh wait, PE. That's what I'm thinking of. And their PE is 18, which is good. My dark horse, my Manganese cobalt producer, biggest cobalt reserves on the planet. I know I talked about before how they restarted their mine and they spiked. Now they're kind of bouncing around now, which is par for the course for them as well. Not a whole lot of news. No news. They're just, now people bought in on the news that the mine started back up, and now everyone's just kind of trading it around. It's hovering around in that, 175, 160 range. I'll keep holding that. It's still the top of the bands. I'm kind of guessing it'll kind of do like right here. It'll have maybe just a very, very slow decline until probably some kind of news or people feel it's a buy again, and maybe it'll come back below the Bollinger Bands. People buy back in. I can never tell with Katanga. This last week, you know, they were losing, and then on the 20th, they just, what was that, like a 10-cent gain? What did they opened at one? No, that's not right. Looks like they opened around 160 and closed it. Yeah, so over a 10-cent gain. I think it was an 18% gain yesterday. Today, people are selling off of that gain. And then here's the companies I'm buying into. As you know, if you follow my videos, my company sold, so my pension plan was rolled into a lira this week. It's locked in now with I think it's called like a Freedom 40 plan. So right now it's set more aggressive to taper off as it gets closer to 2040 to be moved into more safer stuff, which is my style, you know, kinda. This year, if everything holds steady, that fund with Sun Life will give me a 10% return on that money, which is not my, you know, my return. What am I? I'm sitting at 56% return on the year. That's me. That's amazing. And I know I'm never going to do that again, or I might not do that again. But my own personal money, with my investing myself, I've gotten a 56% return on my money. It's pretty freaking good. And so I got 60 days now, or I guess no, not 60. I got 90 days to close out my investment account with my employer. And all that money is going to be moved into my own brokerage account, and I'm going to buy into a lot of this safe stuff. Dream, Royal Bank of Canada, Fortis. I was going to put some money into First National, but I don't. They're a mortgage underwriter, and I don't like the direction the Canadian household market's going into. Canada household debt compared to income is at like 140%. That's scary. So I'd rather put some stuff into some emerging markets like this Vail, based in South America, Glencore, which is a British company, Iron Mountain, American. You know, the weed stuff's safe. I'm gonna buy a bunch of these nice safe dividend stocks, and then I'm gonna punch the rest of the money into some of these weed stocks. And Katanga and Amy, I'm just going to play with them on my own, try to swing trade it, and try to grow those accounts organically. But the rest I'll pump in some money into them and let it sit and let it ride and let it pay me some juicy dividend stock. That's really about it, guys. If you have any questions about any of these stocks, or you want to kind of get into investing on your own, comment, subscribe, send me some questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Until next time, guys, take care.